Good day. We are from the Church Media team, and I am Oluga, and I'm here with my co-host,
Oluga, and we are live here in the African Church Saviour's Cathedral, Agege. And here with us is the Baba Ijo of the African Church Saviour's Cathedral, Agege, in person of Elder Adisa Oluga. Good day, sir.
Good day, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
My name is Elder Adisa Oluga, JP. I am, by the grace of God, the Baba Ijo of Saviour's African Church Cathedral, Agege.
This podcast is about the book Compilation of Write by Elder Adisa Oluga. And we have still a few questions, sir.
You are welcome.
Sir, what inspires you to write this book?
Well, that's the title implies. This is a compilation of my write-offs. I have written so many articles, ranging on birthdays, marriages, deaths, tributes, narratives, and so many that I have been distributing to people free of charge. Anytime I write an article, I have a list of people I used to distribute to. Now, this thing is now getting plenty. And people now advise that, why don't you compile the write-offs into a book and give us to buy? I have been giving them free of charge before. Because maybe I think I have only 15 people on my distribution list. It's only those 15 people that I have been giving the write-offs to anytime. But they now say, go and compile the whole thing and sell to us. That's the purpose of this compilation. That is why I have compiled the write-offs into a book so that people can acquire.
Sir, what is the main message readers should take from this book?
Well, there are many messages there. There are many messages. If you read the book, you will learn a lot there. Like I said, that the book itself is divided into 4 segments. Birthdays and anniversaries. You have deaths, tributes and burials. You have narratives. Then church activities. I have written articles on every aspect in the book. I have written articles on all of them, on marriages, on all of them. So there's hardly anybody who reads the book that will not get something from it. It comprises, in fact, the book, like you see, is almost an encyclopedia. It contains so many things on those topics that I have mentioned. It's only when somebody reads that one will know that, in fact, it's an encyclopedia. It contains so many things. So, like I have said, the book is a compilation of articles that I have written. So, now, people who don't have the opportunity of even having those articles to read, then if they get a copy of this book now, they will see everything there. That is it.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, from your book in chapter 6,
Yeah.
how did Saviour's African Church Cathedral, the adult anniversary in 2021, a fantastic one, like you said in your book?
Yes, the adult harvest of 2021 was indeed fantastic, because a year before it, that's in 2020, there was almost no harvest celebration at all. That year was when government locked all churches because of the COVID-19 pandemic. So in 2020, we held our church right inside the church building here. We couldn't go out to celebrate. We are in 2021. COVID has gone. Government restricting of movement has stopped. You know, in 2020, for instance, there was restriction of movements. Churches were even locked by the government. You cannot watch. And when these churches were open, there was this social distancing that was introduced. That, for instance, in this our church, if one follows the social distancing that government introduced, maybe at most, maybe only 30 people will worship in this whole church. If you want to follow the social distancing introduced by government. So there was no harvest celebration in 2020 at all. Now that we had it only in the church, we can't go out at all to celebrate like we used to do outside during harvest. So, but this of 2021 now was well celebrated. There was no more social distancing. There was no more closing of shop. There was no more all these things. See? And the family that hosted the 2021 harvest itself did very well. I think it was the Fadino family that hosted the 2021 adult harvest. And you see, this Fadino family is a family that I have known for a long time. The progenitor of the family, who I used to call Brother Akin those days, that's the father of our present-day cathedral warden. I used to call him Brother Akin in those days. So, was very hardworking, was very useful in the church, just like his son, he is now. He was very useful, and all members of the Fadino family were all present for that harvest celebration. So that even made it to be fantastic. Not only that, the contribution made by the Fadino family for that year harvest was the heaviest so far donated by families. You know, the policy of the church is that each family would host the harvest in a year. So it was the turn of Fadino family to host the harvest that year, and it was very fantastic. So everybody was gaily dressed. You see, everybody was happy that we have come out of the COVID-19 pandemic. So that made it to be fantastic.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, sir, if you had to summarize all the what would it be? And what can the present generation of the church gain from these past events of your life?
Well, if I want to summarize the contents of the book in a sentence, I will say the book is an encyclopedia because it contains, honestly, all aspects of human endeavor. There is nothing you want to know that's not in the book. Now, I want to advise the upcoming ones to please face their studies. They shouldn't take things for granted anyhow. You see, I developed writing when I was in primary school. I love composition. We call it composition then. I love composition so much then that there's nobody in my class that will defeat me in writing. And when I got to the secondary school, it comes to comprehension. I am so good in it that, honestly, I used to pass any comprehension test effortlessly. I am so good in comprehension. So that was where I developed writing. That was how I developed writing. So anybody who wants to develop writing must start from those steps. You must start from composition, I don't know what they call it in primary school these days. In our time, we used to call it, they dictate composition, they dictate it to us to write. That's composition. In the secondary school, it is comprehension. I mean, in fact, there was no English exam I took that I will not do well in comprehension. That was how I developed writing up to today. And I have so developed it to the extent that if I remember something at night in my sleep, I will wake up and note it down. And there's also a gift God gave me. If I hear something outside, I can still hold it in my brain until like 10 hours before I put it down in writing. So it's a very rare gift. So, and I thank God for that. And in my writings, like I said, when you read the book, you see my writings are inspirational. I am always inspired. Some topics that was dictated to me right in my sleep. Some by my washing things outside. So I want to answer your question, I want to advise young ones to take writing, to take it seriously. Writing, not only love letters, because it is love, they don't even write, they write love letters again these days. It's when they write it in phone, but still they should write good English, not jargon. Even if it is on phone, you want to write love letter, write it in good English. That is how I develop writing. So I am advising the young one to please take writing seriously. Thank you.
Sir, how can documenting our history, our church history, strengthen our faith and community? And again, sir, where can we get your book to read? And how can we even get it? Where can we get it, sir?
Well, the book, when it is finally launched, will be available to whoever wants to buy. As per the history of the church, we are already working on it. In fact, the history of the church had been written, and the committee set up by the church to edit it, to approve it, has already met and approved the setup. Only publication is remaining to publish the history of the church, the whole church. It's since the church was founded in 1917, and since 1917, all happenings in the church since 1917 has been documented. I even spearheaded it, but the committee set up by the church has approved it. The only thing left is to get it published. So when it is published, everybody will see the whole thing there. How the church was founded, how it has been progressing since 1917, how it has established some other local churches, how it has advanced from that year, 1917, to a parish headquarters, how it became an deaconry headquarters, how it became a divisional headquarters, that's a cathedral. For instance, we became a cathedral in 1988. This church became a cathedral in 1988. So, and since then, the church has been progressing. So all these are documented already. So whenever the book is published, everybody will see it there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Compilation of Write of Elder Adisa Oluga.
Yeah.
It's a very educative one.
Yeah.
It's very educative.
Very, very educative.
And it entails the past events of the church and series of events that has happened over the years.
Yeah.
It is very educative. Please, you guys should read it.
Yeah.
It will help us, our present generation,
A lot.
know about the past events of Saviour's African Church Cathedral. Thank you very much.
You are welcome.